As you can see, there's me and there's Brooke. She goes to Gonzaga University, and she's going to be starting a new series on the channel. All our friends are all over the country at different universities, so she's going to be asking them what their experience is, and hopefully that'll give you some perspective. Take it away,
we'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so how would you say your first experience out of college went? What was like the high points of your college experience?
High points is that I joined a sorority and I got involved. Low points is that I wasn't involved in anything. For some people, that's fine if you don't join anything and they're completely fine with it. But if you're someone that's used to, like in high school, like you're used to doing a bunch of stuff because like we had to do it for college and stuff.
No, yeah.
I think when you go to college, especially if like rush season, which is like sorority season, if you don't have that there, I think it's like a little bit harder for you to kind of get out of your zone and
exactly
right and find people. To put it all in one word, I feel like an emotional roller coaster would be like,
I feel like that's how everyone has had like their first college experience, was just like kind of all over the place. Like there's the extreme highs of like I have a friend group, I'm in a dorm, I'm away from my parents, like all the fun things that come with that. And then there's the, oh, I'm in a whole new place, I don't really know anybody, I don't really have a group of friends that I've known for 3-4+ years, like that whole experience. And then like your friends are trying to find their own friends, they're not talking to you as much, and it's just a lot of like, you feel lost almost, right?
Yeah,
like that was at least my low point. So was that kind of the same for you?
No, definitely. I mean, I was talking to my parents about this, and it's like when you're at home and then in high school, you go to school, you meet your friends, like freshman year. Because I was like, why is this so much harder than freshman year of high school? Because for like those of you who don't know, like I came from like a private school that had about 38 kids in the whole entire grade.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I went from 38 kids my freshman year of high school to like 400 kids in the class, and then plus actual adults because seniors are adults. And I was telling him, like, I don't understand why it's so hard, you know. And I'm like, it's not like I'm an introvert. Like, I'm very extroverted.
Oh, yeah.
I go, I don't understand why it's so hard. And they were telling me it's because, like, when you're in high school, you have a new setting, but you still are able, if you have like a good family life, which I had, thankfully, but like you're able to go back to your family and stuff, which is kind of like your solid rock, your foundation, like your people that you go to. But then when you're in college, when you go back to like your home, your dorm, it's just you and your roommate. I mean,
God knows not everyone has the best roommate.
No, exactly. I mean, thankfully I got in a really lucky situation.
I didn't.
Anyway,
first you had a good roommate, like.
Yeah, I had
but you didn't really have like that. Like you don't have your family to go back to.
Well, yeah, exactly. And plus, it's like that is a stranger you're living with, and they don't know how you function. I mean, even me and my roommate, we didn't get close until second semester, so it's just a very different experience to be in. Man,
that was a really good like way to verbalize that. Yeah,
I just talk a lot. That's it.
What my mom, because I was like really struggling and I didn't like know why. There was like a whole like 2 weeks where I just was like, I don't want to like see anyone, like I just want to be in my, which is so unlike me. I'm always wanting to be around people. And my mom was like, yeah, because you don't have an off switch, like you have to be like have an on switch all the time in college. Like you are always around people, like you always have to like say hi to people, you have to be friendly, because otherwise like, oh, you're like that bitch or whatever.
Well, it's also like new people. Yeah. So it's like that front is on.
Yeah, and you're always like in high school, you had to be like that for 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
In college, it's every day. Like even when you're waking up, like conversations in the bathroom. Like, true. I don't know. It's just a lot. So how would you say you lived in what would you call that? A suite?
Yeah, it was a suite, so like Jack and Jill style. So a private bathroom,
cute.
But I shared it with people.
How would you say that kind of affected you, like homework-wise, just always having like 3+ people with you at all time at least? How would you say that living situation affected you, like in college?
I think it was fine.
Okay.
I mean, like, it got, like at the beginning, like privacy was really big, I think. Like if you go to the bathroom, so like our toilet and shower were like both together in one room.
Yeah.
So yeah, if like someone was in the shower, like you couldn't use the toilet. But then when it got towards the end of the year, it was like, I'm leaving the door unlocked, so if you need to use the toilet while I'm in the shower, like, go for it. Like, I remember my roommate, or not my roommate, it was my suite mate. She was in, I won't name her. She knows, they know which one it is. She was, like, listening to classical music at, like, 12 in the morning while taking a shower, and I had to go to the bathroom really, really bad.
Oh, wow.
And so I just, like, knocked on the door, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I really, really have to pee. And, like, the way our lock worked is it had, like, a slot for, like, a coin. So if you needed to, if you got locked in or something, like, or you, like, the door accidentally locked itself, like, you could unlock it if you needed to. And so...
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I mean, you know,
It's a college dorm. Yeah.
we're not going to do it, like, unlock it if we really need to. But
Yeah,
I told her, I'm like, girl, I'm going to go to use the restroom really bad. Like, if you don't unlock it, like, I'm going to go get a coin and unlock it. Like, it's fine. And she's like, oh, yeah. So I was just, like, taking a wee, if you will. I'm a lady. I could just go in, like, to a study room in the library if I just needed peace and quiet and stuff. And, like, I could find ways to be on my own. It's fine. I do have to say the one downside of it was, like, we didn't meet a lot of people in our, like, dorm building because, like, everyone was just, like, in your own bathroom and stuff. So you got to know your suite mates really well.
No, yeah. Going on communal bathrooms, there's upsides and downsides. The upside is, like, you meet everyone. Like,
Yeah.
the conversations I've had, I, like, ran into people, like, 3 a.m. just dying laughing.
It's
like,
so good.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, there's one girl in my dorm that usually, like, we wouldn't have been friends if we weren't in the same dorm, I feel like. But there was one time at, like, 1 in the morning, I had to pee so bad, so I go to the bathroom or whatever, and I'm, like, drying my hands, and I turn around, and she walks in the bathroom at the same time, and we both, like, gasp, we're like, and then we're like, oh my god, that, like, scared the shit out of me. She's like, oh, that scared me so much. She's like, I didn't expect anyone to be in here. I'm like, I didn't either, that just really scared me.
Yeah. You're like, I'm sorry, but it's like,
No, yeah, but what I will say about the communal bathroom is, like, it's, again, like, that on switch. Like, you always have to have that on switch because you can run into anyone. Like, you gotta start conversations, that type of thing. But there's upsides and downsides, but, like, if there's a bad, how would I phrase this for the internet? Someone goes to the bathroom and it smells really bad.
Ah, yes.
The whole building smells like that.
Well,
provided my building was also from the 1930s, so it may just be that building. But
yeah, I think so.
yeah, I didn't love that building. There was one building that I went to. All my friends, first semester, lived in this building called Coghlan. It was built in the last 5 years.
It's the recent building.
And it was so pretty. Like, I walked in the first week. Oh, keep in mind, the first time I showered, I didn't know how to get it to hot, so I took a cold shower.
And Gonzaga?
At Gonzaga. And I was crying in that shower.
Gonzaga's cold, too.
So I have a cold shower, and I go over to Coghlan to meet some friends, and their building is so nice. Like, I walk in the bathroom, and it feels like a movie star's bathroom, I swear to God. Like,
by the way, every single university has a building that's like
the super new, super nice, everything's updated, like absolutely stunning.
Yeah. And then
there's the building I lived in. What would you say was like your learning curve for college classes? Like, would you say that your high school prepared you, or would you say like you had one class that was like, I'm never gonna pass this one is the death of me?
Well,
is the mic. And what was your most challenging class? That's a very loaded question, so basically just talk about your classes.
Well, here's the thing. So our class was the COVID class.
Yeah, that's a good point to note.
So literally like our whole entire senior year was practically online. If I would have gone, if like COVID wasn't a thing and like went straight from junior year, work ethic went over to senior year, that went over to freshman year, I would have had not a problem at all. No, I can definitely, I can see that,
Yeah,
right? It's just weird. Like, I don't think I've been able to get back on the school grind. Like,
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm never doing enough. Because junior year, I was insane. Like, I'm looking back to, like, myself junior year, taking, like, an insane AP class. And I'm like, how did I do that? Like, college is
literally.
hard, don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, I feel like I'm not working hard enough, you know? Like,
No,
I feel
literally.
like, and I feel like everyone has that experience because we're the COVID class.
No, exactly. Like, I was talking to everyone. And even, like, the teachers, the professors, I think they notice it.
Oh, they 100% notice. Their junior year, which is, like, the most important year, I feel like that's the year that prepared me for college, because senior year didn't do anything.
Senior year was just, like, a nice little, like, you stay on the treadmill.
Yeah!
Yeah, to, like, just keep you up.
Yeah, it was, okay, that's a really good analogy. Like,
Yeah.
if you're on a treadmill and, like, you're starting to run freshman year, run a little faster sophomore year, you're sprinting junior year. Senior year, I did, like, a 1 mile per hour walk. Like, I was at 1.2 on the treadmill.
Yeah, no, senior year is just to, like, keep you going. Like,
Yeah.
just, like, for, like, I don't know, the momentum. So so you go from high school, you're literally in class for 8 hours a day.
No, yeah.
Right? So you're constantly, like, I have to say, you're constantly learning.
You're constantly in classes and it's intense.
Yeah.
8-hour days, like,
Yeah.
I could not imagine that.
I know, you're like in learning mode, right? You're in learning mode constantly when you're in
Yeah.
high school, like, literally all of your life up until college.
Yeah.
So then when you go from that and then to college, where literally, I don't know about everyone else, but, like, for me at Loyola, like, LMU, one class meets for 3 hours a week.
Yeah.
Like, so you take that, okay.
It's nothing.
Yeah, right? You take 8 hours and then 5 times a week, so 40 hours of learning, technically. And then, you take 4 classes, maybe? So 4 times 3, that's only 12 hours of learning.
Not bad at all.
Or, like, instructed learning.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh my god, I have all of this free time, right?
The free time is what kills you.
Because you're like, oh, like, I can do this, I can do that. I'll be completely honest, like, and I think I read an article on this, you can't read everything.
No.
Like,
No.
teachers will, like, I remember, like, my first semester, a teacher literally assigned 100 pages a week.
Holy wow.
And I'm like, I'm skimming this, baby. I'm getting
Yeah.
only the key points. And I got an A in the class.
That's all you need. Like, yeah, our teachers, I had one poli-sci teacher assigned, like, 70 textbook pages a week. And I'm like, I'm not reading that. And I was like, I'm just gonna skim that. But, like, in high school, I would have totally read it.
Oh, no, yeah. No, same. Well, it's weird, too, because, like, it is faster paced in college. Like, which I was like, oh, okay. I'm like...
But you have so much time.
Yeah. And if you're, like, not disciplined in stuff...
Me. Sorry, who said that?
Which is basically... No, I'd like to argue almost every single college freshman. Like, it's...
You have to build the discipline, and I feel like that's why our class struggled so much, because we didn't have that discipline in high school. I mean, I'm sure everyone someone had to have some discipline in high school, but I feel like a lot of our class, we got by with, like, Quizlets.
No, it was, I think, like, it's just, like, really, really unique for our class, because it's, like, we're basically having to relearn how to, like, be in that mode of learning again, and then at the same time, it's college, so you're adjusting, because, I mean, I'll be honest, not all classes, because I think I read somewhere that every single class for every credit, or, like, every hour you're in class, you need to spend an extra 2 to 3 hours outside of class.
I don't do that.
I didn't do that.
Like maybe there was my econ class, I did that.
Yeah.
I would say I spent a good 2-3 hours a day studying for that class, because that class, like, killed me.
No, yeah.
But all my poli-sci class, I spent maybe 20 minutes outside of class just skimming the book before we had a quiz, and I passed it with 102%. Like,
Exactly.
You'll have varying levels of classes.
Exactly.
And 2 hours per hour you're spending in a classroom is so unrealistic.
So I think that was, like, the biggest learning curve for me. It was, like, I actually could just show up, like, for my philosophy class, for example. Loved that class. Like, I absolutely loved it. But, like, that philosophy is just something that I get pretty much, like, right away. And so I'll skim the book. I went to class. I pay attention to her lectures. And then the week before, I studied for it.
College classes, I will say, like, for my experience at least, there are some classes that are insanely hard.
Oh, yeah.
My econ class straight up killed me.
Econ is so hard. Coming from an econ major.
It really sucks.
And I'm in accounting.
RIP.
Oh my gosh!
This is coming from someone who decided that she wants to get a PhD in economics and be an economist.
Hey, you know what I say? Go hard or go home.
There are some, like, not every class is equal.
Mm-mm.
At all.
Mm-mm.
And it's also, like, people have varying degrees of, like, this class is easier for me, this class is harder for me. For me, all my poli-sci classes, I had to do a little bit of reading with them. But they're pretty much pretty easy because I get that stuff.
Yeah.
My math class, my calculus class I had my first semester, that one killed me.
Ripped a new one.
Yeah.
Well,
that was business calc too, so it was like the easy calc. That was super fun. Oh, and I'm taking a calc class this next year.
okay, but that's your fault.
That is my fault. That's
Because you
I
chose-
want to do a PhD.
And you're like, I'm gonna add a math. Okay, get this. We go out to what? We go out to dinner. So, Brooke, what are your academic plans now? And she's like, well,
I'm switching from a Bachelor of Arts in Econ to Bachelor of Science.
which means more math classes, by the way.
And I'm not very good at math.
No.
At all. It's that's my struggle in life. But what doesn't kill you won't
Makes you
kill you.
All right, Miss PhD in econ.
So I already have a minor in Spanish. I'm on track for that one. Poli-sci, I have a minor. I'm going to drop that to a minor. And then I thought, well, I'm a Bachelor of Science in Econ, and I need math classes. I'm already going to be taking more math classes. I'll just do a minor in math. And it's like 3 extra classes more, and I'm like, I can do that. That may or may not come to fruition, but
That's a personal choice.
that's a personal choice. I may or may not stick with that, but for right now, that's what I'm thinking.
It's good for now.
So yay.
I mean, I guess you shoot for the stars, and then if you miss, then
Yo,
we
and-
just drop it. All right?
I like that quote.
Right, that-
You shoot for the stars, and if you miss, you just drop it.
I think I'm gonna copyright that.
I love that quote.
Thank you.
Anyways,
Thank you.
okay, on to another subject. I feel like we've covered school. There are classes that are hard, classes that are super easy. You just kind of have to take them as you will, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed in college was have you heard of FOMO, fear of missing out?
It got worse when I went to college.
Yeah!
Is it just me?
No, it was so bad. Like, I'd be sitting in my dorm on, like, one Saturday night or something, and I'd be like, I want to be out. Everyone's out.
Oh, the
I wanna
Saturday
be out.
nights. I distinctly
Mhm.
remember this was in my. So going back, I remember I was like in my little depression era. It was the Great Depression of 2021 for Ciara. Yeah, I was like calling my mom like almost every single day. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it was really bad. But I just remember it was like a Saturday, and I think I was just going out every single Saturday before that. Like I just want to stay in my room, and so I think I like ended up staying in my room, and I was fine at first. I'm like, okay, I have the room to myself. I'm chilling. Like I'm doing my thing. I'm doing what I want to do. Like I remember I was watching my little TED Talks, and I was like. I was editing and doing my little thing, and I'm like, I'm in my zone. And then, like, 11 o'clock hit, like, 11
And
p.m.
you're starting to hear people singing in the streets, like, belting out whatever they want, and you're not.
Exactly.
And that sucks.
Exactly. And you're like, wait.
I could be
Oh.
doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
I could
yeah.
be doing that, but, like, I'm stuck in my room. And, like, honestly, there's also, there's nothing wrong with being, like, in your
No,
room,
there's nothing
too.
wrong
Just
with that.
having
There's
a moment
just-
to yourself.
I feel like there's an expectation that we all party every weekend.
No, yeah.
Or at least hang out with friends every weekend, you know?
Yeah. And so, like, when you don't do that, it's like, wait, like,
What's wrong with you?
yeah, or like, am I gonna, like, I think I literally Googled, is it okay if I don't go out on a Saturday night? And
I'm
went-
not gonna lie, I googled that too.
Yeah, right, it just happens. And so I'm on a Reddit page, and it was like, yes, it's fine if you don't go out on a Saturday night, like, you don't have to be like everyone else. And I was like, okay. And then I like ordered Domino's, something like
There you
myself.
go.
So,
Everyone has like that little like moment, and I think this will really help someone out there. If someone's listening, like I swear to, this is what I needed to hear. It is okay to take a moment for yourself and say, I need a little bit of time to watch whatever Disney movie I want, 'cause hashtag Disney Plus is awesome. Or like, just watching a show to yourself. Going to bed early is totally okay. You don't have to be up till 3 in the morning every day.
oh, I would even recommend going to bed early too.
I would too. Going to bed at 11, better than anything.
All right.
Better than candy, better than coffee, better than anything college can give me.
Yeah.
That is the best thing ever.
Better
Taking
than
naps.
handcrafted sandwiches.
It is totally okay to spend time with yourself. It is okay to say, you know what? I'm gonna wake up a little late and I'm gonna treat myself to Starbucks, or I'm gonna walk. We had a Dutch Bros by our campus. I'm gonna take myself to Dutch Bros. And that is so okay to do.
Mm-hmm.
In my little depression moment, I went to Dutch Bros almost every single day for like 2 weeks. Because it's okay to, because I needed time to take for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed time to like listen to music, walk around, like getting out is so important. Like just taking yourself on a walk,
Mm-hmm.
so important.
Oh no, I totally agree.
So,
And
yeah.
like, even it's like for me, like, or LMU's in LA, like we had so many sunny days, and like just get your vitamin D, guys. Just get outside. Just get the sun's rays if you can.
Okay, on that note, like that is a really, I was actually gonna ask about that.
Mm-hmm.
But at Gonzaga, if you are anywhere, if you're from California or anywhere where it's sunny all the time, and you go to somewhere that's like Pacific Northwest, PNW where I went, or East Coast, somewhere northern, you're not gonna get as much sun, and that's going to suck. Like, I remember the first like 2 weeks where there was no sun. It was cloudy for 2 weeks straight. What did I do? I was just like, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm not doing well. Like, I don't know why, but I haven't been like eating the same. I've literally been in my room, and you just feel so much more depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sun came out and I was just like, oh my god, I'm so great. There was nothing to be wrong. Like,
Yeah.
the sun affects you, and whenever you can, to like our little South of America, like that little like Southern America where you get sun, little those babies, make sure whenever there's sun, go outside. Like, get a sun lamp or something. That is so important.
This is only for if you're going to a cloudy state.
This is only if you go to like Gonzaga, where you're from sunny Southern California, where the coldest you know is 70 degrees.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I think it was 40 degrees when you came to visit me, and I like had like
Was it that cold? Like that?
Well,
I mean, I feel like that's California cold. So
it felt like 40 to me. I think it might have been
it
like
might have been like 60
60.
or
Yeah,
something.
it had to be 60, 50. But no, and I came and like you had like no jacket on, like in shorts.
No,
and,
yeah,
like, a
I
tank
was
top,
in
and I was
like
freezing.
jeans and like little crop shirt or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
The cold changes you. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it.
Is Brooke a changed woman?
I'm a changed woman from the cold. It scared me. I thought I was never gonna get warm again. And then there's like the days where like it's so cold and there's so much cloud, you cannot go outside without feeling like shaking. And you realize how important the sun is. Like, I will say, I've spent every single time I can out in like now that I'm back in California, I've spent so much time in the sun. I'm just like,
Good.
I'm laying here, like, yeah.
You're like a potato. Not like a potato. What stays out?
What's something that stays out in the sun?
Carrot?
Carrots. Sure.
Raisins.
I'm a grape that turned into a raisin.
Oh, we love our analogies on this show. It's great. It's great.
So, overall, how would you say, like, after everything we've talked about, everything we've gone over, how would you say your college experience went?
Sorry, my foot fell asleep. Sorry about that. Again, I think it's like an emotional roller coaster. Like, when people say like there is no perfect college, there is no perfect college.
No.
Do not put a ideal like don't idolize the college before you get there, or like try not to idolize your college experience, because you will, I guess, you will be like disappointed.
Yeah.
I think.
It's nothing like you're expecting.
Yeah.
It is completely different than you're expecting. It is a lot of doing work, which I didn't expect to do as much of. Like, I expected to do work, but I figured, like, I went to Rosary. I'm not going to need as much work. You still need to do your homework. Like, you still need to do the assignments.
No.
You're still doing, like, you're still studying. It's a lot more than I expected, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is, oh God, it's, sorry. You know when your foot falls asleep?
Like the tingling?
It's tingling right now, and so I'm like trying to like, sorry. Oh God. Like, okay, I feel like I've been like negative this whole entire time.
No, college is really fun. It's just no one talks about the negative aspects of college. And
no,
we're
exactly.
here to help you realize that there are negative aspects of college, and it's okay to feel that. Like, it is okay to not 100% love your college at every moment.
Exactly. But like, no, like I'll say, like, especially, like my first semester was really, really hard.
First semester sucks.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like I think, but like in like first quarter, like it's just you're trying to get acclimated. It's a new situation you're in, and if you're not used to being in situations where you're just like thrown into a new environment, which pretty much every single college student is, it is gonna be hard. But I have to say,
if you're super close to college, it is still super hard. I feel right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, what were you saying? I kind of cut you off there.
That's okay. No, you're good. But no, like second semester, I joined a sorority. So much fun. We have Starbucks on campus, so I like
that's a lifesaver.
It is, and so like I like would do homework. I would do like homework there because I kind of like the vibes there. But then I like started making friends at Starbucks, and so like I would hang out with like a bunch of like I literally met so many people. Then I like, and if I see them now, like say hi or like
that's
I'll like
awesome.
go hang out with them. Like, you know, we're not best friends or whatever, but like
knowing people on campus, just saying hi to people that you don't hang out with is what kind of college is like. I feel like.
No, exactly. It's just like meeting new people and stuff, and like just you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah. Like
college really is what you put into it.
That is facts. Yeah.
Yeah. But
any lasting advice you'd give to the listeners?
I was gonna say like don't be scared of what other people think.
Snaps to that.
Cause like, I don't know.
Retweet.
Or like don't.
Snaps, retweet. All the above.
Pretty popular when it comes to that Twitter. I don't have a Twitter. No, but like don't like be afraid of like what other people think or what you think other people think.
That's another one.
Cause I thought like, oh, if I'm out and I'm like, if I go and say hi to this person, then like they're gonna like think this of me and blah 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 blah, or like if I bring up like something like a fact from like a past conversation and stuff, like they're gonna think I'm weird because I like oddly remember a lot of stuff people tell me.
We're the same in that, yeah.
I'll go up to someone and I'm like, do I say hi, like, or even just like a wave, literally, or just like going up to someone.
And if they don't wave hi, I'm just like, oh my god, they think I'm so weird. Like, oh my god, I'm like waving at them.
No, yeah, I feel like, sorry, I've become like the queen of waving at people and not having them wave back at me and being okay with it.
Yeah, you have to be okay with that type of stuff. And like, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, like I remember, I think I was like out to breakfast with like, I think like 2 friends and stuff. And like we went and I think like a waitress was there or something. And like, but she was kind of like a little far. And so I just went like, thank you so much. And did not hear me. And I
turned around.
Yeah. And I was like, whatever. And I mean, it's not her fault. And so I just like walked away, but I heard my friend just like, like snicker, like, okay.
Yeah.
In the back.
No, it's stuff like that. You have to be okay with like, it's not all about, here, I got you.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not all about like other people thinking of you. Like, no one's thinking about you as much as you think that they are. That is something that saved me.
No one is thinking about you.
I don't know about you, but like for me, I'm always concerned about what I'm perceived as. I'm not concerned about like how you're perceived. So if you do something and you're like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing, no one else thinks that's embarrassing except for you.
It's only embarrassing if you make it embarrassing. Laugh at an embarrassing moment and then it's funny.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
another piece of advice that my RA gave us: you do not expect to be best friends with your roommates. That is going to put way too much pressure on that relationship. Think of it first and foremost as you are living together. You are sharing a space together. That is hard. Yeah. I didn't grow up living in the same room with my sister, so this was the first time I was living with someone in the same room. My first roommate, she was interesting, but we didn't get along. We were in 2 separate worlds, mentally 2 separate worlds.
Yeah, you were.
She was interesting, but something that kind of saved me and why I probably stayed in that room longer than I should have was I had the impression of, okay, we're just living together and we're sharing a space. That is all this is. Even though I was miserable, and also if you're miserable, get out. It is not worth it.
Yeah.
But do not put so much pressure on that relationship expecting to be best friends. Most people aren't best friends with your roommate. Most people take time to develop that relationship. It also, you're living with someone who may or may not be anything like you. Mm-hmm. They may be completely different, have totally, like, habits that you're like, oh my god, that's so weird. Like, leaving socks on my side of the room. To me, that was weird. To her, that was normal. Like, everyone has different comfort levels. Mm-hmm. Everyone has different cleanliness levels, and that's okay. Do not expect to be best friends with your roommate. Also, it is okay to have your roommate judge you. There's going to be times where your roommate judges you, and you just have to let that go.
I know my roommate judged me. I know you judged me, Serene. It's okay. I know you judged me when I made some questionable decisions throughout.
We all did.
The 9 months.
If you're going back to another little side tangent, if you're going to a space where you're constantly feeling judged, that is not okay. You have to let
Serene. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's not okay to feel judged in your own space. And I feel like that's why we had so many issues, was because I felt like I was being judged. She felt like she was being judged, because we are completely different people. One, it is not okay to feel judged in your own room. It is not okay to feel, like, judged or, like, your way of living is bad. That is not okay to feel that way. So if you are feeling that way, get out. But if you can't, try to put that away. Like, try to find spaces where you don't feel judged. Like, study rooms in my library are awesome. Study rooms we had this new building called Bolier. I would go there when I was like, I need space away from, like, people. Mm-hmm. I would just go in there, and it just helped me so much. Like, living with someone that you don't necessarily know super well is really hard. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be, but, like, if you both aren't putting in effort, it's going to be hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? Friends are hard in college, I will say.
Don't put pressure on it.
Again, that's the biggest thing. Not putting pressure on friendships.
No, yeah. I just think, just don't put pressure on anything. Like, honestly, like, don't
put too much pressure on yourself. You're doing fine just the way you're doing.
Yeah, like, it's gonna be okay. So cliche. It's okay to not be okay, but, like, literally.
No, yeah, it is 100% okay. And if you're struggling, get help. Like, there was an awesome therapy through Gonzaga. I would recommend doing that. I would recommend getting help if you feel lost. Like, there is no shame in that.
No, like, yeah, a lot of schools have, like, their own therapy programs, like, if you need, like, see a psychiatrist, you can. Even your professors, like, if you go to a smaller school, like, your professors are usually accessible, and they're pretty much open, at least to LMU. I can't really speak to
Gonzaga's
other universities. So, yeah, like, yeah, and if you have someone that you trust, like, go talk to them about it. Like, if you're close to your family, like, talk to them about it.
Yeah.
Like, college is hard. It's a hard time.
And first year is the hardest, from what I've been told. I don't know about sophomore year, but I hope it's easier.
I hear sophomore year is the funnest.
I'm so living for that.
Because it's like, because junior year is like junior year of high school.
It's like you're working for whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and then sophomore
year is the fun year. So, sophomore year is the forgotten year.
It's the forgotten year. Mm-hmm. I've talked to many people. It's going to be the forgotten year. So don't study abroad your sophomore year. Come on.
Study abroad your junior year.
That's actually really smart.
That is really smart, actually. That's what I'm planning on doing.
Yeah.
So. Shout out to Gonzaga. Anyways, that is our podcast. Thank you so much for listening in. We will hope that you join us again. Any last words?
We want you to join us again, please. But thanks everyone for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the channel. Also comment down below if there's a certain school that you want to see.
And we'll try to get someone from that school.
Yeah. We also, all of these opinions are biased. They do not reflect the university's opinions at all.
We don't want to be sued.
It's our own personal opinions. But yeah, no, literally check out the schools for yourself. Links will be in the bio to the schools. Just do research, literally. And yeah, good luck with your college search. All right, thanks guys.
Bye.
The comments said today here are the views and opinions of the speakers on the podcast and do not reflect the view of the colleges and institutions they are a part of.